Well, staging your home can be one of the most critical steps in selling it. With more on what not to do, RE/MAX's Sam Correa is here. Staging so critical, Sam.
It's very important.
Yeah, talk a little bit about why that is such an important aspect.
Well, if it's not done properly, you're going to lose money guaranteed.
Okay. We've selected a home. You've selected a home for us to sort of look at some of these things that we don't want to do necessarily.
That's right.
We're going to start with the sort of upper living area of this room. So what's your concern when you're looking at this?
So this home here, it was prepared for me as a ready to hit the market state, and as you'll see, you can't visualize yourself living here. And as I walk through there, they have a lot of still of their personal items. It looks half empty. It really doesn't have the personality yet for us to showcase buyers.
And it's interesting, and we'll show it in a moment. There's sort of this part of the house is too empty, but you can also get too full.
That's right.
Yeah. Another aspect is just sort of overall sort of cleanliness. We're obviously busy when we're moving and we're getting things ready to go. We'll have a look. I think if we could look at the kitchen, guys. So this is just an example. Maybe you don't want this sort of kitchen left in this state.
That's right. We see this more often than not, surprisingly, and it's just kind of looks like it's not really ready to prepare to bring buyers. And again, this is one of the most important rooms in the house, so it really has to be showcased perfectly. Okay,
and then as I mentioned, we're going from not enough stuff to perhaps way too much stuff. Right. Well, let's have a look at the den if we could, guys. This is just an example of too much furniture and too small a space.
That's exactly right. There's certainly too much going on here. There's too many personal items. There's too much furniture. When we do the reveal of this room here, you'll see it's going to be a huge transformation.
So why is that important? What does sort of a crowded room give to a potential buyer in terms of just impression?
Well, psychologically, the buyer cannot visualize themselves living in that space, and they're constantly drawn by the current homeowner's personal possessions. Okay. And that's a big mistake, because ultimately they end up leaving not having the sense of, this could be my home.
Right. And it's interesting, it's not about how you live, it's about giving people the ability to envision themselves in it.
That's
I
right.
think we've just got one last sort of piece of video here, and this is the downstairs. Another example of just maybe too much stuff.
That's right. This, you know, again, everything here works, it's lovely, but it's filled with a lot of their personal collections. And you know, next week on the reveal, we'll show kind of some staging tips on the after on things that I like to look for to, again, try to promote this property properly to attract that right buyer. Right.
So what are some of the other things we do want to keep in mind when we are staging things that we don't want to do?
Well, the big one, of course, is depersonalize, declutter, and taking away a lot of the items that make that house look really small. Many times I work with families to just kind of organize the house, and when the house seems larger, there's more perceived value. Surprisingly, having to have homeowners take down personal photos. Right.
We've had this conversation before, Sam. There are some folks have some different ideas of sort of what personal photos are acceptable.
Yeah, certainly nude photos I see surprisingly more often than not. Right. And of course, they're very tastefully done at times, and sometimes they're not, but the reality is they have to remember they are bringing families through, and please remove those photos, because it's certainly
a 4 foot by 4 foot painting above the mantle, for instance.
I've seen that a lot, and that's got to go. Yes, that's an easy one, but surprisingly, it's a tough conversation I have to have. It's just not appropriate to have in your house when strangers are coming through. Right.
Probably some good advice there. Yeah. So that was the before that we showed you this week. Next Friday, you've got some stagers coming in. We're going to transform this home.
Yeah, I'm excited about next week because it's going to hit the market next Friday. I'm going to reveal the cost, the investment that we have here, which surprisingly I think is very little for the outcome that we're going to have. And I'm going to share my stager with you so you can give them a call directly, as they certainly are the most economical choice in town, and you'll see they do the best job.
Okay, look forward to that. Great stuff as always. Appreciate it, Sam. Once again, we'll have that before and after for you as we tour the fully staged home. RE/MAX's Sam Correa, and for more information you can head to samcorrea.ca.